Entomology is the study of insects. Forensic scientists often use entomology to determine the possible time of death of a corpse, and they do this by studying the life cycles of insects. One in particular is the blowfly. Blowflies are the most abundant insect at the scene, and they arrive within 10 minutes after death. They're a necrophage, which means that they feed on the dead corpse. Also, another necrophage is beetles, and there are three types of beetles that usually arrive at the scene: burying beetles, hister beetles, and rove beetles. And these beetles can be necrophages or they can be predatory. The blowfly can also be a necrophage and can also be predatory as well. This is day one. The chicken was just hung out here and it's in the fresh stage. No bugs have arrived yet. This is day two of the chicken. It seems to be in the fresh stage because it looks pretty moist. And the crows were just eating it. I will see if I can find a crow that was just here. Chicken is still in the fresh stage. It's day two, and it's disgusting. There are no insects on it. No necrophages, no predators. The chicken's been now outside for 3 days. You'd think it would smell a lot worse, but it doesn't. There are a few small flies on it, not blowflies. They are really small, and that is basically it. The temperature is affecting the insects that appear on the chicken, so it's all pretty still. Nothing really eating the chicken. No maggots, no beetles, and there's really no spiders. It's just crows that come and feast on the chicken. That's really it.
Is there an intruder?
No, I clean.
What?
Are you blind?
The death has just occurred, and the body's now entering the fresh stage of decomposition. In this stage, the body begins to decay, and the stage begins the first day after death and lasts to the moment the body starts bloating. And in this stage, autolysis occurs, which is the breakdown of complex protein and carbohydrate molecules into simpler compounds. It's been 6 days since the murder, and for some reason the body is still in the kitchen. This is the bloated stage. As you can see, the body has assumed a balloon-like shape, and yes, the body's fully inflated. And in this stage, putrefaction occurs, and it is the principal component of the decomposition process. Gases formed by anaerobic bacteria in the body cause a slight inflation of the abdomen. As you can see here, these bacteria have been producing a lot of gas because this carcass is morbidly obese. It's been 10 days since the murder and the body remains in the kitchen. The decomposition process is rather stable because the body is in a room temperature room. If the body was in a hot environment, the decomposition process would be much faster. The body is now in the black putrefaction stage. The abdominal wall is broken and the body has assumed a black, wet appearance. It's now day 15 and the body is undergoing butyric fermentation. Butyric fermentation produces a cheesy odor, and the body releases its gases. It's been 50 days and the body is now in the dry stage. All that remains are mainly bones and hair. There are three methods in collecting maggots. The one we used in our lab was collection by hand. And when we did this, we placed the maggots in boiling water. And when we did this, the maggots elongated. And then once the maggots elongated, we measured them and determined by their length what instar they were in. If you don't zoom in a view. This is collection by hand, the method we used. He is pulling maggots off the dead body and placing them in a Ziploc bag. Here we have aerial sampling. This is the method that we did not use, but forensic scientists use it when collecting maggots. Live collection is similar to collection by hand, in which maggots are collected by tongs, but in live sampling, the maggots are placed into a cup, and this cup is filled with broth or food for the maggot to feed on. And then the maggots grow into their final form, into their fly form, and this is the only form that they could be recognized in. This is the first stage of a blowfly's development. It's in the egg form. This is the second stage of a blowfly's development. It is the maggot stage. And maggots tend to eat the flesh of the corpse, and they can eat other maggots if the food source is diminished. The third stage of a blowfly's development is the pupa stage. In this stage, the pupa is dormant. They are inactive and don't move. The final stage of blowfly development is becoming a fly itself. And there are two routes to becoming a fly. There's complete metamorphosis, which includes every stage that we've just observed. And there's incomplete metamorphosis, which involves becoming a nymph and traveling from nymph stage to nymph stage and becoming the blowfly.